Hi everyone, welcome to our first live. My name is Cherie Williams, of course. I'm the founder and CEO of Rent Yuh Ride. We're the first peer-to-peer digital car rental platform in Jamaica with future expansion across the Caribbean. So the genesis of this whole idea, right, is basically the frustration that car owners as well as people who want to rent cars face every day across the Caribbean. You're usually texting a whole lot of people asking, do you know anyone that's renting a vehicle? Or on the owner side, you're also asking the same question. Do you know anyone that's coming down who wants a vehicle to rent? So Rent Yuh Ride is basically going to connect both sides of the equation, right? And bring those people together and on a platform that's going to be safe, efficient, and affordable. So let me jump into basically some of the questions that we've been getting on Facebook, Instagram, and on LinkedIn. So one of the things people are consistently asking is, how do I sign up, right? What's the process of signing up? So in order to become an approved member on our platform to rent or list a car, you have to be verified. So what that means is you sign up on our platform, whether through Facebook, Google, or you sign up with an email. Once you sign up, you have to enter your license information. Once that information is entered, we will send you a welcome email that will basically give you some additional information in terms of what to do next, whether you're a renter or an owner. Within that email, you also get a link from a company called Jumio. So what Jumio does is they basically verify your identity. They're checking your ID to make sure that it's valid, and they're also checking facial recognition to make sure you are who you say you are, and that your face matches the image that's presented on the identification. So that's the first step as far as becoming a member on our platform, is that you have to be verified. And we take security very, very it's very important to us. So we want to make sure all the users on our platform are well known and they're verified by us. In order to now rent or to become an owner, it's two separate processes for those individuals. So once you're verified and you want to rent a vehicle, you basically get back on our platform, log in, and you'll be able to, search for any vehicle that you want. You'll be able to see the specs, the information for the vehicle, the type of vehicle, and you can basically choose what kind of vehicle you want to rent. So no more, taking a vehicle that you don't know, you never seen, and you have no idea what it looks like. So the platform gives you enough information for you to make, a better decision in terms of what you want to drive while you're traveling. So once you find that vehicle, you go through the process of the rental. So you can either book instantly, that depends on how the owner chooses, or you can request a book. So some owners will put on request a book in order to approve the rentals prior to the traveler or the renter booking that transaction. So those are the two ways. So once you go through that step, then you'll be able to pay for the rental with PayPal or with credit card, and that transaction has been completed. So there's no more, bringing cash to the island and meeting someone up to pay them cash. That eliminates all cash transaction, and all the transaction stays on the Rent Yuh Ride platform. So it makes it a little bit more secure. In terms of communication, you'll get an email from us for your confirmation. You'll also be able to communicate with the owner directly once that booking has been confirmed. So we will share the details of the owner, such as their email address as well as their phone number once the confirmed booking has been processed. So that's kind of how the rental process happens for the renter. On the owner side, so say for instance, you're in Jamaica and you have a vehicle that you would like to rent. So you come on our platform. Once again, you have to be verified first in order to list your vehicle on the platform. So once that's done, then you can go ahead and start entering all the information for your vehicle. You know, the type of vehicle, how much liters it gets per gallon, um, you know, all the necessary information. You can put a summary in there, and you also need to upload a police report. You'll also have to upload the vehicle documentation, such as the insurance, the registration, and the fitness. And then we'll look at that information. Another big aspect is getting the vehicle inspected. So all the vehicles on our platform must be inspected by one of our approved mechanics, and we have a few that are stationed across Jamaica, so it's convenient for you to get to one of those locations. So all the vehicles have to be inspected, and all the vehicles must have private rental insurance in order to be verified and listed and be visible on our platform for travelers or renters to rent. And Jamelia from ICWI will talk a little bit more about that process once we get further on in our conversation. All right, so let's see here. I'm just going to look at some of the questions that came in. Give me 1 second. So for the commission, there was a question in regards to commission rates. So the platform doesn't make any money unless you rent your vehicle, right? So there's no fee to list on the platform. So we only make a commission once you rent your vehicle, and we make a commission of 15%. So the owners take home 85% of the rental cost. In terms of control for the owners, they're completely in control of their listing. They can set their prices. We just have limits in terms of you can't go below a certain amount, can't go too high, but fairly a good amount of control over your listing. You can, choose to have a security deposit, not have a security deposit. You can list all the details of your vehicles. We try to put as much information on there that you can choose from. So you're very much in control of your listing. We're just basically the facilitator that will bring together both sides of the rental equation. Um, how do I sign up to rent or list? I pretty much just covered that. How do owners get paid? Very important. So owners get paid two ways, via PayPal or via a bank transfer. So if you have a PayPal account, it takes pretty much like a day after the rental transaction has started in order for you to get paid. If you have a bank account, that's going to take a little bit longer because that involves transactions processing through the banks, and there's delays and whatever the case is. So that will take a little bit longer, but if you have a PayPal account, we can easily transfer that within a matter of hours after the rental has been picked up from the traveler or the renter. What if I rent and get into an accident? Who pays for the repairs? I'm probably gonna have Jamelia address that one, since that's probably gonna be in regards to insurance. Can I rent for 1 day? Again, the owners choose how they want to rent. They can choose a minimum of 1 day. They can choose a minimum of 5 days. It's really going to be up to the owners. You can definitely search based on whatever criteria you have in terms of how you want to rent, and you can see all the vehicles that are renting for 1 day, that have 1 day rentals. So you'll be able to see that when you're searching for a vehicle to rent. If I live abroad and don't have a local address, is there a place to park my car? That's a good question. So currently, we don't have a place for you to park your car. However, this is something we are thinking about for the future, because there are a lot of people who actually reach out to us who don't live in Jamaica, that want to buy a vehicle and rent, and they're just looking for a place to park their vehicle. But at the moment, we don't have the facilities to do that, but this is something that we'll definitely think about in the future. Is a deposit taken upfront? Um, Currently, our platform is not taking a deposit upfront. However, the owner still has the option to put a security deposit on their rentals. Now, if there is a situation where, I don't know, some fender bender that's minor occurred and it requires maybe $100 to fix, and the owner's security deposit was 150. That owner can send in a claim to us for that $100 because their security deposit was 150. Whether or not we take that up front, that's still the security deposit in the event an incident has occurred. So it'd be up to Rent Yuh Ride to facilitate payment from the renter in order to satisfy the expense that the owner has incurred. So, we're building a safe community, so we expect both sides, the owners and the renters, to be honest, fair, and to respect each other's, properties. All right, so one of the last questions we have, and this is going to just insurance part, is what type of insurance do I need? So this one has been this one has been quite a I guess created quite a stir on our Facebook page because individuals actually don't know that private rental insurance exists in Jamaica and that ICWI is actually the only insurance company as of this moment that provides that insurance. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Jamelia. She's the business development leader at ICWI. Let's see here. This one? Okay. All right. Hi, Jamelia. How are you?
Hi, Cherie. I am good, thanks.
All right. So if you can just introduce yourself to the audience, that would be great.
Sure. I'm Jamila Taylor. I'm with ICWI. We are a general insurance company, and I am the Assistant Vice President for Insurance Operations there. And I've been working closely with Cherie in trying to develop an insurance product that is just right for Rent Yuh Ride.
Awesome. So Jamila, as I said before, so one of the questions we've been getting is around insurance and individuals not actually knowing that private rental insurance is a thing in Jamaica. I know it's fairly new for you guys. So can you just explain to us what that entails and how when it started and things like that?
Sure. So, well, let me explain exactly what private rental insurance is. So, it's insurance that a car owner can purchase so that their car is fully protected while it is being rented. And not only does the insurance cover you while the vehicle is being rented, but you also have cover for when you're doing your private daily activities, like going to work, going to school, running your errands on the road. So it's almost like a two-part cover. It covers you when you're using the vehicle privately, and it's also covering you when you rent your vehicle. And at ICWI, we realized that a lot of people do private rental as a second income. And what we love about Rent Yuh Ride is that it gives Jamaicans a safe way of being able to rent their vehicle privately. And then, of course, ICWI is partnering with you, Cherie, to make sure that each person has the right insurance that they need.
Yes, yes, and we certainly appreciate the partnership. When we thought of this idea, I almost know that if I didn't have an insurance partner, it probably wouldn't go anywhere. So, thank you guys, thank you guys for definitely coming on board and assisting us, and just educating us too, on private rental insurance. So, another question that came up was, would they need comprehensive? And I know we had discussed this that they could do either. Can you just elaborate a little bit on those two?
Right, that's right. So every customer has two options. You can choose to purchase third party insurance, or you can choose to purchase comprehensive. Um, Third party insurance is what is mandatory by law, so it gives you cover in case you're in an accident and you are at fault. The insurance company will pay for damages to the third party's vehicle and any injuries that may result. With comprehensive insurance, you pay a bit more, but not only do you have cover for third parties, but you also have cover for your own vehicle. So whether you're at fault or not, and you're in an accident, you can claim under your policy, get your vehicle repaired, and also you can claim under your policy if your vehicle is stolen.
Awesome. How can someone get the maximum? So rent your ride, where ICWI is offering up to 40% discount on their premium, right? So
That's
how
right.
would someone be able to obtain the maximum amount of discount, for their premium?
Okay, well, all they'll have to do is to show us proof that they're earning the maximum no claim discount at their company. And even if they're not earning the maximum no claim discount wherever they are now, we will try our best to be able to give them that our maximum no claim discount. So that can be in the form of a claims experience letter, a renewal notice that they've gotten from another company, and we will collect as much information as possible to make sure that we can give the maximum discount.
Okay, that's great. How do you facilitate individuals who, they have vehicles in Jamaica, right? But they live overseas. Do they have to actually physically come to Jamaica to obtain insurance, or is this something that can be, done where they are?
It can be facilitated. I mean, we will still need them to sign a proposal form because they are entering into a contract with ICWI. But what's important for us to know is, okay, so the owner of the car is not in Jamaica, but we want to know who has control of the car and who is the one that's going to be using the Rent Yuh Ride platform with the vehicle. So we take as much information as we can from the owner of the car as well as whoever will be in charge of the vehicle in Jamaica.
Okay, so as part of our platform, we will be taking custodian information. So, if they have that, so that person would be able to come in and maybe to do, facilitate business on their behalf, as long as they have maybe a written letter or something like that, correct?
Right. So that's something we can look at working on to see how best we can facilitate the process. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Obviously there is a question that came up, I have insurance today, do I have to switch? So I guess that's like a no-brainer one, right? ICWI is the only one that's providing private rental insurance. So if you don't have that insurance, you are basically doing an illegal renting. So in order to be legalized and be verified on our platform, yes, you would have to switch insurance companies. Now, I know several people I spoke with said that they weren't sure if they canceled their current insurance policy, if they would get a refund. Is that, I'm not sure. Maybe you can educate me on this one. Do they get
Okay.
a refund?
Well, most insurance companies, when you cancel a policy with them, they will give a refund. The exact terms of that refund, clients can only know once they contact their insurance company, but they should be entitled to a refund.
Okay, and I definitely want to testify to that one because I did switch my insurance and I did get a refund. So I'm
Wonderful.
I'm
Okay.
living testimony to that one. All
Living
right.
proof.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I think those were most of the insurance questions that we got in. Is there? Can you maybe give us some information in terms of what additional benefits would individuals get by becoming a Rent Yuh Ride member?
Okay. Some of the benefits we offer once the client is insured with ICWI and through the Rent Yuh Ride platform is that we have a roadside assistance service called React, and all clients will benefit from that service. So if either the owner of the car or somebody who has rented the car breaks down, car has an accident, they can call the toll-free number and React will come to their assistance. Whether that assistance is needing a drum start, or helping to change a tire, or calling a wrecker because the car has been damaged and cannot be driven, React will help you with those needs. Another benefit is that if you don't have the maximum no claim discount, if you don't have any no claim discount at all, we will still give a 20% introductory discount just for switching to ICWI. And thirdly, we are offering a little bit of extra cover in the policy for personal accident. So if there is an injury in the vehicle, you can claim on your policy and be reimbursed for any medical expenses.
Okay, that's. I hope everyone got that down. I certainly did. Okay. How many questions, guys? Okay. All right. So, Jamelia, I think you've done an excellent job in explaining the details of the insurance. It was clear and concise. And I think everyone that had, some reservations in terms of switching or, what exactly the insurance part entails, you definitely explained it very well. So I want to thank you for taking the time to. Oh, somebody's asking questions. Okay, someone is asking a question, Jamelia, online. So let's see what they have here. They want to ask what perks will I get when switching to this product? Oh, she just explained it. So we can respond to them. We can respond to them. She just explained it. All right. So, Jamila, if you can just repeat for me. Someone, Kerry, which has wants to know what they're already with ICWI, right? So they
Yes.
want to know what perks they would get switching to this product. I know you just mentioned it, but if you can just elaborate a bit.
Oh, sure. Okay. So one of the perks is the access to the roadside emergency service, which Carrie probably does have access to if she's already with us. So that access will continue, whether she's driving the car or the renter is driving the car. And that involves if the car has a breakdown or has an accident. You call React on the toll-free number, and they will come and assist in any way that they can, whether it's to give you a jump start or to call a wrecker to move the vehicle if it can't be driven. The other benefit is that if you do not currently have a no claim discount or you don't have the maximum no claim discount, we can give an introductory 20% discount once you're taking out a private rental insurance policy with us. Thirdly, is that we're offering a bit of personal accident insurance on the policy. So if there are any injuries in the vehicle while it's being either driven by the owner of the car or the renter, then you can claim on the policy and be reimbursed for medical expenses.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so hopefully that clears up Kerry's queries. Anyone else on the live that has any more questions for Jamelia before she departs? All right. Well, as I said before, someone has a question. Oh. It can offer many women financial freedom. Definitely. I think the platform itself, right, is this is not a new concept that we're coming up with. It already exists. We're just making it legal. We're making it safe. Um, it's going to be affordable, and people who yearn for additional income will be able to make some extra money from it. We'll be marketing to a wide pool of travelers who are coming to the island as well as locals. So, you would expect that your vehicle would be visible to a larger pool of travelers. All right. So, Jamila, I want to thank you again for coming on board on such short notice. We appreciate your partnership, and we definitely look forward to working with you guys in the future, and coming up with other ways that we can either save money or make it safer for individuals to rent their vehicles.
Yes, thank you, Shirley. I'm looking forward to that too.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you for having me.
Bye bye. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions, just jot it down to us, and we will, answer your questions here. You can also email us if you're not bold enough to put your question out in public, and we will answer them for you. So basically, Rent Your Ride again is creating a platform that will connect thousands of travelers to local car owners in Jamaica and very soon across the Caribbean in a way that's safe, efficient, and affordable. We expect that we'll grow quickly as this company gains some kind of what I would say traction in the market. And once you list your vehicle up, we'll be promoting it to a lot of travelers, a wide pool of travelers. There are about over 25 million travelers to the Caribbean each year, and that's growing at a 4% rate. So you expect, your vehicle will be seen by a whole bunch of individuals. So the concept is, it's our first venture on this level, and we hope that it's not that we hope it will be successful, right? And we've gotten really good feedback and reviews from business owners as well as travelers as well as car owners who are so excited to get on board and to legalize the rental process in Jamaica, because the current way of doing it is it's basically illegal, right? You don't have the proper insurance, you don't have personal accident insurance for your renters, you don't have inspections, a setup where that when you rent a vehicle, it's properly inspected. You're not gonna expect a wheel to fly off or something to break off on the vehicle. So we're making it safer, right, for you, for the for the renters, and for the other pedestrians and cars that are traveling on the road each day. So without further ado, I'm not sure, Kezia, do you have anything else to say or add to the discussion? As we grow our company, we're a startup. It's about four of us working right now, trying to get everything together. We'll have changes that come down the line. We'll have different ways of doing different things, and we just ask that you bear with us and you support us, and provide any guidance or feedback that can help us grow and nurture us. So we just look forward to that. So once again, thank you guys for joining us on live today. It was a good experience, and we look forward to having more discussions like this with you in the future, as we hope to kind of just get the social vibes up, and be more, what do you say, forward facing, and things like that. So I think that's it for us. So we look forward to our next live. Not sure when that will be, but we'll definitely send out a notice on that one. Thank you very much. Have a great night.